What's up, guys? It's Skillzerk. Today I'm making a response for Mr. Jesse Shama and Brooks Goldie Banker for a few of their messages they sent me on Facebook and Instagram. I really don't like replying in text form considering the type messages they send, so let's get into the whole idea of what happened. So in Anchorage, Alaska, there is a group called the Identity Group, or rather just Identity is the name of the building. And they do transgender work, so basically you have a transgender meeting, I think every Friday or every other Friday. They basically have this meeting where a bunch of transgender folk all go into this meeting. I've been a part of the group before, back whenever the old leader guy was there, Drew Phoenix, and of course I've been there for the new one since I was there last Friday. I think that was yesterday as of this video. So anyway, I go into the meeting, and I expect a normal meeting. It was a bit different since there's a new head, but let's get right into what this video is about. So as you can see here, this says follow my Instagram, rratkid. Now, I'm not going to suggest doing that, I'll show you why in a minute, but so I see this on the chalkboard. All I see is this, it actually looks pretty articulately drawn. It looks pretty good. It says follow my Instagram, rratkid. Now what I'm thinking is, it's just some other transgender kid, and he wants some people to follow him on his Instagram and get that number up a little bit. I get that. So I go over to his Instagram page. I went to his other one, actually. He has 2 pages called Rat Boy. I guess one is 2Ds, one is 1D, and then he has another account we'll get into later. And basically, so I went to one of these accounts, and I followed him. And I seen a picture, though. I went through, because, if you're going to be a follower of someone, you want to follow and see what you're following. So I went down some, and I seen a picture, which I actually don't have a screenshot of that right now, but I basically seen a picture of a friend of mine named Snelly. Well, she uses the Instagram Snelly. I'm not going to go by her real name in this video. But so, she goes by Snelly, and I know her, and she goes to the transgender group. So I reply on the photo of Snelly. I simply just say Snelly, because, I recognize her. And this kid goes off with his over-the-top remark of, I'm sure we've all seen this before, but the "can I help you, laugh my ass off, what the fuck" childish reply, which it is fitting, given the case. But so he goes on with his childish reply, and I of course told him what a rude sounding greeting, because, that's a very rude greeting, but it seems to be very common these days. Anyway, it says, "Skillzerk, dude, I don't know you, back off." Now, of course, we can already tell that he starts on the offense, and he just wants to keep pushing that offense. Which, before this video, I actually didn't know this kid had a Logan Paul type style following. But it's nothing big, it's just something, but I guess his Logan is what happens next. So he goes here, he goes on to go on with, basically, this is the second part, the only thing below it. And I basically asked him if he realized that the profile is public, because he's been posting his Instagram sign on boards and walls all over Anchorage, which is where I live. So he posts this everywhere, and I imagine if someone says follow my Instagram, they want people to follow them. But if your remark whenever people follow you is you want to, I don't know, talk down to them like this, then why are we following you? What's the point of following someone who's going to treat everyone like dirt? So I asked him if he knew if his profile was public. I also wanted to ask him what his problem was, not in a harsh tone, but because I actually sincerely wanted to know, what is this kid's problem? As if he knew me, which I know he doesn't, because I'm always inside doing chemistry or making videos. You guys already know the kind of content I do. That takes all my time, so I really would have never met this kid. But it doesn't matter, because it's online, it's an Instagram, and it's an open invitation. So, I don't see why I should need to know this kid. Is I don't know you? Well, obviously you don't. You have your Instagram everywhere. Alright, so let's go past that. Basically, I want to ask him, do my looks bother you? Do you know me from somewhere? I don't know, maybe you've seen my YouTube, which he didn't, but, it could have been a reason. Or, I want to ask, does he perhaps just treat everyone like this? Which would, of course, beg the question, why are we following you? Right, alright, all that happens. And I decided to keep a screenshot of this right here, where basically where it started, where I said Snelly and he turns off being a child. So I posted that to my Instagram and asked the question if he was a fake transgender, because I get a lot of the time, I will go and see someone who pretends to be a transgender. They never go on E or T, they never actually do any of the therapy. It gets past like 10 years and they've done nothing. They're just still saying there's something, but they refuse to do any of the treatments that are actually free to them in this state, where they can literally get anything they need if they just ask for it. Like, this state doesn't even require any kind of medical papers or anything. You just go into your doctor and say, "Hey, I am a transgender," and bam, you're put on E, T, or E or T and blockers, and you start the process. But in this state, we have a lot of fakes who they don't start those processes because there is no transgender, but they realize they get a lot of attention because they pretend to be a transgender. So I posted it and asked that question. I didn't say that was the case, I simply posted the question. However, for people that really want to follow this, I will post my Instagram in the description below, which is basically, as you can see, it's just Skillzerk. It's the same as the channel. It's impossible to not find me. So anyway, he posts this witch hunt for his low gang style followers. And I get about 62, 63, like 9 to 14-year-olds, I think. And a few adults, of course, that go in and just troll down this page forever. Everyone trying to report the photo and hoping something's going to happen. And I'm already used to this, so I already know the whole game these people play. So he goes on, posts this witch hunt. I didn't call anyone into discussion with me because, I really don't find a reason to invite anyone else to a discussion between me and this brat. So I went with it. I went with his low gang and dealt with all of that. And I gave them their free reign for a time. I let them say whatever they want on the photo, and I didn't go and do the thing where you delete all the comments because none of your followers want to see that. I just kind of went with them, let them have their way. A lot of the people that I know were mad and actually wanted to join in on the conversation, but I just quietly messaged them, don't join in. Let's just let this kid have his ball. Did this, got done with his kids. And then he decided to post this to his Instagram, and of course I was following it because I wanted to follow what he was doing, and just, you can't just let your enemy go and do something in private. You actually have to watch your enemy and know what he's doing. I mean, even if he's a kid, online, anybody can do anything they want, right? So, I just wanted to follow up, see what's going on. He posts this, and I thought it was really funny. I didn't say nothing on it, but he posts this, which basically says, where everybody, like 62, 63 9-year-olds decided to report this photo. None of these kids know me. No one has any idea who I am. But, someone starts a witch hunt. It doesn't matter who the guy is. Let's just attack him anyway. That's just how Anchorage works. Alright, this guy posts, and Instagram's like, no, this isn't against the rules, because really, the only reason I decided to take the first comments that we had, basically this photo here where it says follow me, and of course his first replies of his acting like a smartass. Well, I decided to post those just because, I want people to be aware in my state what this kid's like. You don't want to go and get this kind of drama whenever you go and follow someone's Instagram. No one wants that kind of drama, so I'm basically posting so other people don't have to deal with this kind of drama. But it goes further than that. So we post this, we got past this part where he posts and Instagram says, no, it's not harassment. And his dad decides to message me on Facebook, and not just once. No, he decides to go to my account, my page, like a few groups I own. He went to everywhere he could possibly find and post this everywhere. It basically says, and I'll read it aloud. It says, hey buddy, you don't know me, but apparently you were talking to my son, which is a minor, on the internet. If you continue to do it, you'll have a larger issue to deal with. Now I stopped right there. I stopped right here where you see the arrow with this to deal with this larger issue. I went straight to his profile. There's Jesse Shama. I think his name's Shama. He has a lot of friends. Wow. Alright, so I went to Jesse Shama and I was like, wow, that is a really big dude. Look how big this guy is. His funny looking ears and everything. I mean, yeah, I don't want to deal with this guy. I don't want to mess with him. He is absolutely just beefroids. Alright, so let's go back. So we got to a larger issue to deal with. And it says, then he goes on after the larger issue to deal with, and he starts speaking illegibly, so I'm just going to try to bear with you. So try to bear with this. He goes with, we have a larger issue to deal with, that That on mine are on the internet. I've already contacted the proper people to deal with this, and if you continue to talk with this, and if you continue to talk to minors, now when he says minors the second time, this is where it confuses me, because he mentions at the top that his son is a minor, like he's underage, and he says down here, if I'm talking to minors, people that dig out gold, silver, raw ore, so forth, if I continue talking to those type of minors, then he will involve the proper people. He doesn't really say who this is, if it's going to be the authorities, the cops, or who it is, but the proper people. If you like to hit me back, you go right ahead. Like I said, I don't really like to go back and talk to these people and then do the bicker back and forth thing. I decided I'd just do, a YouTube response, so this guy gets the response, so he doesn't lose it somewhere in the mail. And then he goes on to say, don't be a coward about it. So, I'm not going to be a coward. I'm just going to do it just like this. I go to all the clubs in Anchorage. If anyone wonders, it's literally impossible not to know the name Skillzerk in Anchorage, but, if somehow he doesn't, then, well, he probably does, considering the next part of the message we'll get to. But anyway, goes on, don't be a coward. I would be more than happy to meet with you, considering the amount of friends this guy has, 74, he probably has enough friends, so I probably don't need to meet with this guy. 74 friends, that's a lot. Before he leaves town, that's nice, make time for me before he leaves town. But remember, you are dealing with an adult. Alright, he must be, 18, 19, maybe. 18 or 19's about right, unless he's one of those pedophile guys that are actually like 40 but try to make it look like they're young. But I'm not gonna dispose that off. I'm just gonna say, he's 18, 19. He is technically a young adult now. So he's right. Just remember, I'm dealing with an adult. Now, if you have any more words to say to my son, I will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law, and my lawyer is quite good. Now, when he says to the fullest extent of the law, I decided to look this up, actually. I'm not going to post the picture of it because you can literally Google this. Just Google, is it illegal to talk to a minor? Now, you'll notice that right when you search it up, the first thing you see from the law books is, actually, it's not illegal to talk to a minor online. It's not illegal to talk to a minor straight to his face and breathe down his neck while you're talking to him. That's not illegal. It's only illegal if you're sexually soliciting this kid, like, offering him something that would be sexual. Which, that's not really my thing. Most people that know me know that I really don't find much attractive at all. But that's not important right now. Let's go on with this. So we've already seen this sexy beef hunk of a man, Mr. Jesse Shama. And it goes on with Goldie Banker. This is where it surprised me now. Let's explain who Goldie Banker is. There's Goldie Banker. Let's go here first, because this was his first message, and this is kind of his second. Let's explain this. Now, Mr. Brooks Goldie Banker is actually what is the name of these guys? A drag queen. He's a drag queen with a beard. He's this guy up here with his sexy beard and his lipstick. Yeah. So, this sexy bearded lipstick dress wearing this guy, he has a good following too. So, no wonders there. He has a good following. He's a drag queen for Mad Myrnas. So, he's a decently known guy as a drag queen. Now, as far as I gather, because we know a lot of the same people, there's no reason to actually trust this guy. They know nothing about this guy. He's just a drag queen with a beard. And as I've tried to communicate with him in Mad Myrnas, because I like to be the dancer guy on the dance floor, I usually like to go and talk to people, because you don't want to just be a stranger to some people and know everyone else. No, I like to kind of involve everybody and make sure everybody's having a good time, even if I'm not really a worker for Mad Myrnas. So, this guy, no one knows him. He's just a drag queen with a beard. But apparently he has a good following, so he might be... I don't even know. But let's go on with what he does. Now, what they've been asking this entire time, what this kid's been asking, what all of his low-gain followers have been asking, and everything, is to take the post down. Now, let's go back for a second and show you exactly what these posts are. The post... Do I actually have it in here still? Here it is. The post is this. It's this kid. It's the evidence only. the evidence that it was an open invite, and that this kid is just a narc, that there's no reason to accept such an invite. That's all the photos are. However, I did post all the other evidence of this kid doing his things, like, where right here you can see him posting all of his witch hunt stuff. He had 3 different accounts, but I didn't post all of them in this video. But alright, so he's basically trying to tell me take those posts down. There's nothing wrong with those posts. It's literally evidence just to, show people that you really don't want to follow and get into this kind of mess. No one wants to deal with this trauma, Mr. Beefcake Shatty Pants here of Mr. Jesse Shama, or Mr. Gold Guy Beard Dancer in a dress. No one wants to deal with all this. Come on now. So I'm not gonna take it down. Mr. I guess it would be Goldie Brooks Banker and Jesse Shama, this is my response. No, I'm not going to take those actually are just posts. But no, I'm not going to take those Instagram posts down. I'm going to keep it as it is. And actually, I'm going to keep this video up too, because, people don't need to deal with that kind of drama just because they see an Instagram that looks like it's friendly, but then you go into it. It's kind of like, I don't even have a good synonym for this, but one of those situations where it looks all cute and cuddly, but then it bites your head off when you get close. Yeah, no one wants to deal with that. That's it for this, guys. Take care.